Okay, so I'm thinking that today we're going to end up in Yin because there is a part of Winnie the Pooh. I feel like we never finished the Tao of Pooh, and it's gonna make a comeback again today.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Yin towards the end, and then in the beginning, I want to get us warm. So we're gonna get really warm, and then we're gonna settle down into each pose for like 5 minutes, and then just kind of relax into Winnie the Pooh. This chapter, I think, might be a bit opinionated. Yeah, but anyway, it's Pooh opinions. so so take it with a grain of salt, but I still like it. I think it's a great chapter. Okay, so we're going to start actually seated. I want to start kind of up here today. So be seated, and if you need something to make your seat more comfortable, that's what we're gonna do. We could maybe sit on something higher. Nice. And then take your time. So just start letting the shoulders relax, let the arms relax, let the weight of the bones kind of settle towards the earth. Yeah. And then maybe let the eyes softly close if that's comfortable, or keep a soft gaze and just look forward. And then we're going to lean a little back. So lean the heart back a little. Nice. And then simply just start noticing your breath. Just let the breath flow in and out of the body. Nice. And we're gonna let the crown of the head lightly just sit back a little too, so that the crown of the head feels a little more aligned with the tailbone. So the very base of the spine. Nice. Then letting the shoulders relax once more. It's nice to just gently remind the body again and again that we're here now. We're now in our bodies again. Yeah, and then letting the knees relax, letting the thighs relax, and just feeling the sense of lightly lifting, lengthening through the spine, even as you're grounded through your seat. Great. And then really letting the hands to relax, left hand, right hand, and just feeling the hands resting on your lap. So adjusting as you need until you feel like things can fall into place and just be. Nice. And we're simply going to breathe here. So we're going to just take about 10 breaths here. With each breath, just scanning through the body, noticing whatever might be present that might be something that you feel like letting go of. And if so, on your out breath, let it ride on the out breath. Great. Feel free to breathe out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels best for you. Just take your time, one breath at a time. Great. And with your next three breaths, noticing yet another layer of where you might be sensing tension. And as you breathe into that area where you sense that tension, letting it melt a little into the out breath and letting it flow. Nice. And then I'll be quiet so that you can be with your breath. There's no need to count. Just be a little while more. Just one breath at a time, really getting to enjoy each in breath and each out breath. Nice. And there's no need to try to still yourself. There's no need to brace against anything. Yeah, we're not trying to clear the mind at all. We're just coming here to arrive into this moment on your mat at your seat. Nice. 3 more breaths like this, extending the exhalation now, making the exhalation just a little bit longer. and still making it really enjoyable. Just luxuriating in simply noticing your breath, connecting to your breath. Great. And then just notice, check in for a moment now. Notice by simply finding your breath again, connecting to it again. Does anything feel different? And then let that nourish you. So take that with you into the practice. We're going to extend the legs. And just with our hands, we're going to walk the hands forward a little bit more along the legs. And then press down with your fingertips to lift the heart, roll your shoulders back, lengthen the heart up and forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows and just let ourselves kind of draw forward a little bit. So a few more times like this. Inhale, lengthening the heart up, relaxing the shoulders. And then exhale, just softening forward. Maybe you're feeling the hamstrings right now, totally normal. So just breathing into it and exhaling, letting yourself soften a little bit here. Take 3 more breaths like that. And let the hands slide a little further down if that feels okay, if it feels like some space is available for that. Nice. And one last one like that, just simply drawing the heart up, lengthening out of the spine, out of the hips, and exhaling, folding a little bit more. Great. And then from there, we're going to take the feet together, hands onto the feet, knees are apart. Nice. And then holding your ankles, we're going to draw the heart up. Inhale, roll the heart up. And exhaling, going to bend the elbows and draw the heart towards the feet. I'm going to continue like this. Again, just gently letting the inhalation merge with your lengthening, and then the exhalation merge with the folding. It doesn't matter how far the body goes here. We all have different bone structures and whatever else is going on. So just be kind and be gentle and just notice, just breathe. Couple more breaths like that, pressing the heels against each other, letting the knees extend further away from each other, even as you continue that movement of just flowing up and softening towards the earth. Nice, one more like this. Great, and then we're gonna cross the shins, have one shin in front of the other, walk the sit bones back, nice and simple, just walk your hands forward. Inhale, draw the heart up, and then exhale, you're gonna walk the hands forward and let yourself fold. So we're still pulsing. Inhale, walk the hands back, draw the heart up, and exhale, walk forward with the fingertips again. So a few more times like this. Inhale, coming back, and exhale, going forward. And inhale, coming back, and exhale, going forward. Great. From here, we're going to walk the hands more over the left knee. Inhale, draw the heart up. Exhale, walking the hands forward. We're also still moving a little more here. So inhale, the heart's going to draw up. Exhale, we're going to fold. You might notice that sometimes this gives you a sense of how each time you come forward, as you exhale, you can sense more change than before. So one more time like that. Inhale, walk in. Exhale, extend. Then from here, come through the center, over the right knee. Inhale, draw the heart up, and exhale. We're gonna fold over the right leg. Couple more like this. Inhale, draw the heart up, and exhale, fold. Great, couple more times with your own breath, at your own pace. Great. And then we're going to come back through the center. We're just going to extend both the legs, press the inner feet forward, elbows are going to bend and draw towards each other, and we'll come into staff pose. So we're going to try to come into our staff pose, still trying to use the legs. So you're pressing the legs against the earth, you're drawing the shoulders back, you're drawing the heart up, and then try to do it with as little force as possible. So really feel the directional kind of movement of the elbows towards each other. Really feel the collarbones drawing apart. Really feel the feet pressing forward, but without strain. Great. Nice. Take a couple more breaths like that. Belly button into the spine. Squeezing the shoulder blades gently towards each other. Nice. And then we're going to cross the legs again. Take the other shin in front, whichever one you had before is now behind. Great. And this time we're going to add the arms too. So inhale, we're going to draw the arms up, relax our shoulders. And exhale, we're going to reach forward and fold over the legs. So if you like this, inhale, lots of breath into the side body, into the heart. Nice. And then exhale, fingertips walking forward. Few more like this. Inhale, draw the heart up. And exhale, coming forward. Anchor the sit bones, draw the heart up. Exhale, reach forward, draw the sit bones back away from the fingertips. So one more time like this. Inhale, we're gonna draw up. And as we go downwards this time, we're gonna keep walking the hands forward and come into your forward fold for a few more breaths. So inhaling, feel the heart kind of filling with breath, floating up. And then exhale, soften the heart towards the earth just a little bit more. So a couple more times like that. Great. And then we'll walk the hands back towards ourselves. Nice. And then from here, we're going to come into cat and cow. So again, nice and simple, just your usual cat and cow, whatever feels right for you right now. So inhale, roll the heart up, roll the sit bones up. Exhale, round the spine. So do cat and cow in the way that feels nice for you, something that feels great and relaxing. Nice. Relax your feet. Really let the breath flow through the whole movement. When you're inhaling, drawing the breath all the way towards your tailbone, and then exhaling all of that breath, moving out through maybe the crown of the head. So a couple more like that. Great. And then from here, we're going to come into our twist. We're going to keep the hips high. So melting heart twist, you're going to have the right shoulder against the earth. Left arm is going to extend up. Relax the shoulder blades. And then let's take the left hand to the right hip. We'll just breathe here, rolling open through the spine, through the mid back, pressing down through the right arm, drawing the left shoulder kind of further up and back. And take 3 more breaths there, relax the back of your neck. Great, and then we're gonna bring the left arm up, pressing down against the earth, come back through the center, and we'll switch sides. So left shoulder comes towards the earth, left palm is facing up, the side of the head towards the earth, draw the right arm up, turn the right hand, and bring the right hand outside the left hip. Nice, and then again, we're just breathing here, rolling the right shoulder back, pressing down with the back of the left arm. Nice, we'll take a few more breaths. towards the mid back, towards the center of the heart. Great. And then exhale, walk the hands back to the center. We're going to come through downward dog. So tucking your toes, draw the hips up, and then draw the hips all the way back. And take your time here to find kind of you're arriving into the shape. You can walk the hands and the feet a little just to feel each part of the palm and the feet connecting to the earth. Let yourself rock a little side to side, drawing open along the side body. So bending one knee and drawing the other hip back. Let the head go, really let the neck be long here. So a couple more breaths here. Great. And then let's come back to center, bend both the knees, draw the hips super high, walk the hands in a little bit more even. Let the head really just relax there. Let the back of the neck lengthen for a moment. Then draw your heels back, press the thighs back into the thigh bones. Then take a couple more breaths there, just bouncing the heels kind of up and down a little bit there. Great. And then from there, we're going to release the knees towards the earth. Walk the hands forward a little bit, bend the elbows to the ribs, lower belly towards the earth. Then we'll roll the shoulders back, draw the heart up. Nice. And then side to side, just rocking through the spine again, looking over the shoulders. Great. And then we're going to draw the hips back, come back through downward dog, spread the hands, draw the hips back. Take another couple of breaths there. Exhale completely through the mouth. And take one more breath like that. Great. And then look forward between the hands. We're going to walk the feet towards the hands. Nice. Fingertips brush against either the earth or the shins. Lengthen the heart forward. Roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, take a moment, just folding. We'll come into chair from this. So press down through your inner feet. And then inhale, bending the knees, sitting back. We're going to draw the fingertips forward and sit the hips further back. Nice. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths. Feel the inner feet pressing down against the earth. Draw the belly button into the spine. Arms might be extended, but arms are relaxed. Shoulders are going to do as much as they can to do nothing. So shoulders are going to relax as much as possible. Lift the heart. Sit back a little bit more. Take a few more breaths there. Great. And then we're going to take a forward fold, simply folding over the legs. And inhale, we'll look forward. We're going to step the feet back, coming through plank. Shoulders are going to roll back. Heels are going to draw back. Elbows are little micro bends. Nice. Draw the belly button into the spine. Draw your heels back. Look gently forward. Great. And then spill a little to the right side. So come onto the outer edge of your right foot. And then come back to the center. Come on to the outer edge of your left foot. Great. So just side to side a couple of times if that feels okay. If not, come onto the forearms to do this. Great. Nice. And then we're going to release the knees. Elbows are going to bend, lowering the chest, the belly. Roll the shoulders back, draw the heart up. And we're going to pulse here. So exhale, we're going to peel towards the earth. And inhale, we're going to peel away. So a few like this. Slowly lowering forehead towards the earth. And then drawing the heart up. Really good to activate the front body here. So a few more times like this, just opening up the front body, creating some spaciousness for our breath, opening up the diaphragm. So a couple more breaths like that. Great. And then exhale, take a couple of breaths in child's pose, big toes together. Relax the arms, forehead towards the earth. And just let the breath settle here for a couple more breaths. Nice. And then from here, we're going to come on back to standing, lengthen through the heart, fold, and then press down through the feet. And inhale, we're going to come back to standing. Great. And relaxing the arms, take a moment, just come into Tadasana. Great. And then from here, inhale, we're going to draw the heart up. And exhale, we're going to fold. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, we're going to fold. And we're going to just walk the hands forward. Come back into downward dog. Bend the right knee, draw the right knee to the sky, extend the right leg all the way up. Nice. And then bend the right knee again, turn open the hips a little bit more. And we'll take the right foot forward between the hands. Nice. We're going to come right into a twist today. So keep the right hip tacking back. Let it lengthen back. Left elbow outside the right knee. Press your palms together and turn the heart towards the thumbs. Nice. Feel free to have the back knee down, or you can have it extended, pressing the left heel away. Very good. Relax your shoulders here. Keep turning the heart towards the thumbs. Great. And then exhale, facing forward again. Step back for a moment into downward dog. And inhale, we're going to fall forward into plank, rolling the shoulders back. Releasing the knees towards the earth, elbows towards the ribs. Roll the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades together, draw the heart up. And then exhale, coming through downward dog. And then inhale, you're going to draw your left leg up, bend the left knee, turn open the left hip. Extend the left leg again, take a few more breaths there. Left heel extending out of the left hip. And then bend the left knee, turn open the left hip even more. Then let's bring the left foot forward between the hands. Relax the shoulders, looking forward. Right elbow outside the left knee. Press the palms, draw the thumbs towards the heart, and turn the heart towards the thumbs. Nice. Keep extending the right heel back, or feel free to have the right knee on the earth, whatever feels best. Keep twisting the heart towards the thumbs. Relax your shoulders. Look gently up. Great. And then both hands onto the mat. Back into our downward dog for a moment there. And we're going to simply bring the right foot forward between the hands. Yeah, nice and simple. Grounding the left foot, right knee is bent. When we inhale, we're going to come into warrior one. Great. Press the palms together and bring the fingertips kind of to your midline behind you. Drawing the elbows back, belly button towards the spine. We're going to lunge forward through that right knee. So just breathing here, keeping the eyes soft, just looking forward. Press down through the outer edge of your left foot. Keep lunging through that right knee. Then right elbow on top of the left. We're gonna intertwine the arms, and then we're gonna dip kind of through the legs, through the center here, and just relax the head towards the hands. Still lunging through the right leg, pressing back the left foot, draping to the inside of the right leg for a couple more breaths. Nice. And then you're going to come back through the center. You're going to turn towards the other side of your mat so that your left foot is forward and your right foot is back. Great. And then we're going to ground the right foot, bending through the front knee. Take your time to come to warrior one. Nice. Relaxing your shoulders here. We're going to bring the palms together, bend the elbows, and let the fingertips draw down towards the midline. Nice. Bending through the front knee, grounding through that back heel. And just breathing here. Belly button towards the spine. Few more breaths like that. Great. And then we're going to bring the left elbow over the right, intertwine the arms, bring the elbows forward, roll the tops of the shoulders back, and then we're going to kind of dip through the legs. Relax the shoulders here, relax the forehead towards the hands. And of course, you can feel free to bring the right knee back to the mat if that feels better. So we'll take a few more breaths here, still lunging through the left knee, still pressing down and away with the right foot. Great, and then both hands back towards the earth. We're gonna kick the left leg up and back, three-legged downward dog. And then both feet back towards the earth, bend the knees, draw the hips back. You're gonna come into a twisty downward dog. So bend the right knee more, press down with your left heel, turn to look under the left arm. Then left hand is gonna try to catch the right leg. Nice. And the outside of the right leg, twisting even more. Great, and then switch sides, bend the left leg, take the right hand to the left leg, come to the outside of the left leg, twist and look through the right side. Couple of breaths there. Great, and then both hands back against the earth. Press the hips back for a moment into downward dog. Inhale, we're gonna come forward, kind of into a plank, coming onto the tops of the feet. So the tops of the feet are going to press down on the mat. I'm gonna roll the heart up, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart up. And then when you exhale, you're gonna roll over your toes, come back through to downward dog. So a couple more like this. Bring the heart forward, come onto the tops of your feet, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart up. And then exhale, roll over your toes, come back into downward dog. We'll do one more like this. So coming forward a little bit, coming onto the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart up. And then exhale, back into downward dog. Take a couple more breaths there, just swaying the hips now, side to side. So you're still in your downward dog shape. You're just letting the hips draw side to side. Great, and then we're gonna come back through child's pose for a few breaths, drawing the hips back and just relaxing forehead towards the earth. Great, and then you're gonna take child's pose twist. So you're a little lower and the hips are towards the heels. Just right palm is up again, left arm. We're going to take the left hand to the right hip. It's a lot closer to the earth this time. And just letting yourself breathe here, breathing into your right shoulder. Whoops. And then we'll come to the other side, come back through the center. Left palm is going to face up. Slide the left arm across, relax left temple. Right arm comes up, right hand to the left hip. Just take a few more breaths there, getting into the outer edges of the shoulder joint, getting into the trapezius, and the rhomboid. A few more breaths there. Great. And then slowly release. You're going to come on back and we're going to come back into chair, but you can come through downward dog. So take a moment, pressing the hips back and then look forward, walk the feet towards the hands, lengthen the heart forward, relax the shoulders and fold. And then press down through the feet and inhale. We'll come back into chair. Relax the shoulders, draw the hips back, draw the heart up. Fingertips are extending away from the sit bones. So lots of length through the lower back. Looking gently between the hands. Great, you're gonna twist here. So right elbow is gonna come outside the left knee. If it's easier, you can bring your feet closer. And then press the palms and we'll turn. Nice. Breathing into this, relaxing the shoulders. We're gonna breath by breath, just guide the heart towards the thumbs, looking softly up. Great, and then exhale, releasing, folding forward for a moment. Press down through the feet, inhale, back to chair, sit bones lengthening away from our fingertips, relaxing the tops of the shoulders. Left elbow outside the right knee. You're gonna twist again, press the palms, turn the heart towards the thumbs, draw the sit bones back. And take a few more breaths there. Just allow everything to kind of massage with the breath. So the digestive organs. Great, and then exhale, fold. We're going to come to a seat. So take a moment and bring yourself into a seat. And then we're gonna take one of your pillows or your yoga blocks, whatever you might have that you can take between the knees. So what we wanna do is we wanna have something to squeeze into. So it could even be a tennis ball. It can really be anything, as long as it's something kind of solid enough that you know that you are squeezing the inner legs in there. Nice. So feeling it without using anything between the legs and how your legs might be feeling, and then feeling what it's like to use the inner legs and actually squeeze against something. It's gonna create that resistance. Perfect. We're gonna come into bridge, but keep the prop, whatever you're choosing, between your legs. So it's not gonna fall. So come to lying down. And then making sure that it feels nice and secure in there. You're gonna press your feet down, squeeze the knees into it, whatever you're using. You're gonna draw the arms back and draw the shoulder blades in a little bit here. And then exhale, we're gonna soften. Nice. So we're gonna continue like this. Inhale, squeezing the inner legs into it, whatever we've chosen to resist against there as our prop. And exhale to move back towards the earth. So continuing like this for a little while. When we inhale to draw the heart up, to draw the hips up, we're extending the tailbone towards the prop that you're using. And then as you exhale, still squeezing in, coming back to rest. So a few more like this. Continuing to pulse and move, really conscious of using the inner legs here to help us find strength in this movement. So strengthen integrity in this movement. Couple more breaths like that. And one more like that. Nice. Hopefully you can sense how different it is when we do have a prop there to remind ourselves to use the inner legs. Then if you're using a pillow or anything, you're going to squeeze the knees in a little closer. So whatever prop you're using, just use the thinner side. We're going to come into our twisting with the prop between the knees. So however you want your arms, maybe cactus arms, maybe arms that just lengthened out. Inhale to the center. Exhale, drop the knees to one side, looking to the opposite side. Still squeeze the knees against the prop you're using. Come back to the center and exhale, knees to the other side, looking to the opposite direction. So like this for a little while again, just with your own breath side to side. Nice. So noticing how it feels different when you're using something that gives you feedback about using more of an inner orientation. So notice your ability to recognize something that is happening from kind of deeper within versus just the mind telling the body to move the knee side to side. So we'll do a few more like this. Squeezing into it, the prop. And as we exhale, lowering deliberately the legs side to side. Great. And then coming back to center. Then if you have a prop that is pretty high, you're going to press the feet down and take the hips on top of the prop. So because what I'm using is pretty low, I'm going to add one more. So 2 pillows maybe. I'm going to come to laying down first, and then I'm going to stack these pillows right under the hips. Nice. So take your time and just find the support that feels right. You're going to be supporting your sacrum. So not so much the lower back, but the sacrum. And then let yourself start just waving the knees side to side. So your feet are on the mat. You're just drawing the legs side to side. Great. And then from there, we're going to make sure the shoulder blades are tucked under more. Make sure that it feels like the weight is just resting to the back of the shoulders. Nice. And then in your own time, when it feels comfortable, you're going to draw the knees into it yourself. Then we're going to extend the legs up. So as we do that, you're going to feel more weight along the back body, especially the top part of the upper back. So that's good. We want that. So you want to feel like you're sensing a little bit of a pulling downwards of those muscles in the upper back. And it's kind of helping to open up the tops of your shoulders. So once you get there, just micro bend the knees as much as you like. Relax completely the arms. Close your eyes. I'm going to hang out here for a little while. So if you want, you can bring the legs even further back. This is just an option for some of you. From here, you can even bring the legs kind of over and back for some of you. So this is just an option. So you can kind of hang out here more like in a plow pose. But all of this is really nice. Just similar effects in many ways, just allowing the legs to not feel gravity right now, to just float. Great. And then over the next many breaths, just allowing yourself little by little to relax a little more here, to let the backs of the hips just relax here. Great. Letting the face soften, letting the breath simply flow. We're gonna have you kind of hanging out there for a little bit. And we're gonna share from the Tao of Pooh here. So I'll be shifting you into a few other shapes. We'll start in this one. And if this one feels like a lot, you can modify and instead have your feet together, knees apart, kind of like the legs in a diamond shape, and you're in a bound angle reclined. That could also be a good shape. So kind of picking up from a while ago. So maybe I'm just gonna start with Bisy Backson. So Rabbit hurried on by the edge of the 100-acre wood, feeling more important every minute. And soon he came to the tree where Christopher Robin lived. He knocked at the door and he called out once or twice. And then he walked back a little way and put his paw up to keep the sun out. And called to the top of the tree. And then he turned all around and shouted, "Hello, and I say, it's Rabbit." But nothing happened. Then he stopped and listened, and everything stopped and listened with him. And the forest was very lone and still and peaceful in the sunshine. Until suddenly 100 miles above him, a lark began to sing. "Bother," said Rabbit, "he's gone out." He went back to the green front door just to make sure, and he was turning away, feeling that his morning had gotten all spoiled. Then he saw a piece of paper on the ground, and there was a pin in it, as if it had fallen off to the door. "Ha," said Rabbit, feeling quite happy again. "Another notice." This is what it said: "Gone out, Backson, Bisy, Backson, CR." Rabbit didn't know what a Backson was, in spite of the fact that he is one, so he went to ask Owl. Owl didn't know either, but we think we know, and we think a lot of other people do too. Zhuangzi described one quite accurately. There was a man who disliked seeing his footprints and his shadow. He decided to escape from them and began to run. But as he ran along, more footprints appeared, and while his shadow easily kept up with him, thinking that he was going too slowly, he ran faster and faster without stopping until he finally collapsed from exhaustion and died. If he had stood still, there would have been no footprints. If he had rested in the shade, his shadow would have disappeared. You can see them almost everywhere you go, it seems. On practically any sunny sort of day, you can see the Backsons stampeding through the park, making all kinds of loud breathing noises. Perhaps you're enjoying a picnic on the grass when you suddenly look up to find that one or two of them just ran over your lunch. Generally, though, you're safe around trees and grass, as Backsons tend to avoid them. They prefer instead to struggle along on asphalt and concrete in imitation of the short-lived transportation machines for which those hard surfaces were designed. Inhaling poisonous exhaust fumes from the vehicles that swerve to avoid hitting them, the Backsons blabber away to each other about how much better they feel now that they have gotten outdoors. Natural living, they call it. The busy Backson is almost desperately active. If you ask him what his life interests are, he'll give you a list of physical activities such as skydiving, tennis, jogging, racquetball, skiing, swimming, and water skiing. Is that all? Well, I think so, says Backson. Have you ever tried chasing cars? No, I never have. How about wrestling alligators? No, I always wanted to though. Roller skating down a flight of stairs? No, I never thought of it. But you said you were active. At this point, the Backson replies thoughtfully, say, do you think there's something wrong with me? Maybe I'm losing my energy. After a while, maybe. The athletic sort of Backson, one of the many common varieties, is concerned with physical fitness, he says. But for some reason, he sees it as something that has to be pounded in from the outside rather than built up from the inside. Therefore, he confuses exercise with work. He works when he works when he exercises, and more often than not, works when he plays. Work, work, work. All work and no play makes Backson a dull boy. Kept up long enough, it makes him dead too. Well, here's Rabbit. Hello, Rabbit, what's new? I just got back from Owl, said Rabbit, slightly out of breath. Oh, you were certainly gone a long time. Yes, well, Owl insisted on telling me a story about his great uncle Filbert. Oh, that's why. But anyway, Owl said he hasn't seen the uncarved block either, but that Roo is probably playing with it. So I stopped up at Kanga's house, but no one was there. They're out in the forest practicing jumps with Tigger, I said. Oh, well, I better be going then. That's all right, Rabbit, because where did he go? You know how it is. You know, no rest for the Backson. Okay, so in our shape now, from here, you're going to start lowering the legs. So just lowering both the legs. And then we're gonna let the heels rest on the earth. So you're gonna feel the front of the hips extending a little bit more here. See if that feels okay for you. If it feels like too much, you're gonna take away maybe some of the height that's under the hips and then still do the same. And then if you find this relatively kind of easy for you and you want to maybe have a bit more sensation, kind of ramp it up a bit more, then you're going to bend the right knee in, take your hands behind the right leg, and draw the right leg up. We're going to draw the left heel back from the earth. So keep drawing the right leg back, left leg is going to float. So this is another option. You can either have both the legs forward or one leg drawn back like this. And then just hanging out here again, just letting this be more of a yin kind of position. Great. Once you settle into it, just breathe in here again and just back to our busy Backson, Tao of Pooh. Let's put it this way. If you want to be healthy, relaxed, and contented, just watch what a busy Backson does and then do the opposite. There's one now, pacing back and forth, jiggling the loose coins in his pocket, nervously glancing at his watch. He makes you feel tired just looking at him. The chronic Backson always seems to be going somewhere, at least on a superficial, physical level. He doesn't go out for a walk, though. He doesn't have time. Not conversing, said Eeyore. Not first one and then the other. You said hello and you flashed past. I saw your tail in the distance as I was meditating my reply. I had thought of saying what, but of course, it was too late. Well, I was in a hurry. No give and take, Eeyore went on. No exchange of thought. Hello, what? I mean, it gets you nowhere, particularly if the other person's tail is only just in sight for the second half of the conversation. The busy Backson is always on the run, it seems. Always gone out, back soon, busy, back soon. Or more accurately, back out, gone soon, busy, gone soon. The busy Backson is always going somewhere he hasn't been, anywhere but where he is. That's just it, said Rabbit. Where? Perhaps he's looking for something. What? Said Rabbit. That's just what I was gonna say, said Pooh. And then he added, perhaps he's looking for a reward, perhaps. So if you had one leg bent, you're just gonna switch to the other side here. For a reward, perhaps. Busy Backson, religion, sciences, and business ethics have tried their hardest to convince us that there's a great reward waiting for us somewhere, and that what we have to do is to spend our lives working like lunatics to catch up with it. Whether it's up in the sky, behind the next molecule, or in the executive suite, it's somehow always further along than where we are, just down the road, on the other side of the road, past the moon, beyond the stars. Ouch, said Pooh, landing on the floor. That's what happens when you go to sleep on the edge of the writing table, I said. You fall off. Just as well, said Pooh. Why's that? I asked. I was having an awful dream, he said. Oh? Yes, I found a jar of honey, he said, rubbing his eyes. What's awful about that? I asked. It kept moving, said Pooh. They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to sit still. Yes, I know. But whenever I reached for it, this jar of honey would just sort of go someplace else. A nightmare, I said. Lots of people have dreams like that, I added reassuringly. Oh, said Pooh. About unreachable jars of honey? About the same sort of thing, I said. That's not unusual. The odd thing, though, is that some people live like that. Why? Asked Pooh. I don't know, I said. I suppose because it gives them something to do. It doesn't sound like much fun to me, said Pooh. Great. And then from here, if you had the other leg extended, you're going to now lower so that both the legs are evenly coming back towards the earth. We're gonna transition from here. So walk the feet towards yourself. We're gonna remove the cushions and whatever you might have been using from under your back. Then you're gonna take these, whatever you have been using, maybe your cushions, to the sides of the legs. So the sides of the thighs, they're going to support the legs as the legs are going to relax and the feet are together, the knees are apart. So we're coming into our diamond shape with the legs. And then just take another few breaths, take your time, transition into this one. And then we'll come back to just closing our eyes and resting here. Great. Letting this restorative yin shape just do its magic as you simply breathe here. And we'll just come back to the Tao of Pooh. It doesn't sound like much fun to me, said Pooh. No, it doesn't. A way of life that keeps saying around the next corner, above the next step, works against the natural order of things and makes it so difficult to be happy and good that only a few get to where they would naturally have been in the first place. I need to reread this line, it's a little convoluted by me. A way of life that keeps saying around the next corner, above the next step, works against the natural order of things and makes it so difficult to be happy and good that only a few get to where they would naturally have been in the first place, happy and good. And the rest give up and fall by the side of the road, cursing the world, which is not to blame, but which is there to help show the way. Those who think that the rewarding things in life are somewhere beyond the rainbow burn their toast a lot, said Pooh. I beg your pardon? They burn their toast a lot, said Pooh. Well, yes. And not only that, here comes Rabbit, said Pooh. Oh, there you are, said Rabbit. Here we are, said Pooh. Yes, here we are, I said. And there you are, said Pooh. Yes, here I am, said Rabbit impatiently. To come to the point, Roo showed me his set of blocks. They're all carved and painted with letters on them. Oh, I said. Just the sort of thing you expect to see, actually, said Rabbit, stroking his whiskers thoughtfully. So by process of elimination, he said, that means Eeyore has it. But Rabbit, I said, you see, yes, said Rabbit, I see Eeyore and find out what he knows about it. That's clearly the next step. There he goes, said Pooh. Great. And then from here, you're going to either stay in this shape for your Shavasana, if that's what feels nice for you today, or you're going to take whatever props you need for a beautiful supported Shavasana, extending the legs over maybe some support and taking the blanket, if you have a blanket, under the head. And then if you have extra props, even laying some along the solar plexus, along the belly, just to create a little bit more weight on the body, a little bit like the way those weighted blankets work. So just giving the nervous system even more opportunity to slide into ease. Great. So take your time to come to the Shavasana that feels right for you. And just closing the eyes, letting everything simply be, and to simply relax there. And I just read you a tiny bit more of this. Say, Pooh, why aren't you busy? I said. Because it's a nice day, said Pooh. Yes, but why ruin it? He said. But you could be doing something important, I said. I am, said Pooh. Oh, doing what? Listening, he said. Listening to what? To the birds and that squirrel over there. What are they saying? I asked. That is a nice day, said Pooh. But you know that already, I said. Yes, but it's always good to hear that somebody else thinks so too, he replied. And from there, just allowing this story to just ripple through, to allow your entire practice to just ripple through. Nothing else to have to do. Softening into support, into rest. Allowing the nervous system some moments to really reap the benefits of your practice. And taking smooth, deep breaths. Smooth, deep breaths into the body. Feeling the breath, the prana, circulate throughout the body. And feeling relaxed and complete, just as you are. And taking your time, just giving yourself a big full stretch from the fingertips all the way to the toes. And in any other movements you like along the way, coming to your side and transitioning from your side to any seat. Nice. So we'll meet in any comfortable seat with the eyes softly closed and the hands together at the heart. And whether or not we recognized the busy Backson in somebody else or in ourselves, just letting that be something interesting that we notice. That's all. There's no judgment. And then let's chant Om to ripple out this intention of self compassion to all around us and towards ourselves. So taking a breath in. Oh. 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 And bowing to the wisdom of our heart and to each other. Namaste.